remember that a lot
So
too.
I have like resting bitch face. So
Yeah, just
I look
wash your
like I'm
mouth.
angry. Oh yeah.
Hello, Dan. Welcome to my live stream. Thank you for joining me.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Hey, not a problem. I tell you, there are so many and people that are there's a few people here. We'll get to that in a minute. But people in my join me for the live streams, both the guests and the people in the chat. They know that there's no perfection here. There's like I am who I am, and if I screw up, we just laugh it off and keep going because it's real life. It's not like anything, you know, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with that, but that's it. It's good. It's all good. This is Lynn. Hi, Cindy, Dan, and all this evening.
Hi,
Hello,
22
Lynn.
Cat.
And Sean Bradley. Good evening, all. Hello, Sean. This is Rick from Twin Brook Acres. He's from up in New Hampshire. My husband is originally from New Hampshire. We did a visit up there, and we actually got to meet Rick while we were there. He's good people, good people. They're all just saying hi to each other. And
So I need to watch the YouTube channel to see the live chat, right?
Do what?
I need to watch the YouTube channel to see the live chat, right?
I will highlight the chat, except when they're talking amongst themselves, just saying hi to each other. But all the comments I will highlight, so you should be able to see them right on your screen in front of you. Where Jerry
On the StreamYard screen?
Yeah.
I don't see any chats on the StreamYard.
The one that's right in front of our pictures.
Oh, comments. Okay.
Yeah. Carnivore Jerry in the middle of the forest. Howdy, everyone. John Gagan. I don't know his thing.
I recognize some
Cindy
of these people.
And all. Do what?
I recognize some of these people, it seems.
Yeah, we're in a lot of different chats all the time. Rick saying hi to Jerry. Everybody saying hi to each other. And hi. There's Lisa Ortega saying hello, gang. Sorry I'm late. You're good. You're not late, young lady.
We haven't started yet.
No, we're good. We're just getting all the howdies out of the way. Like she says, howdy, Lynn. And it's pretty much a howdy group because being right from Kentucky and Ohio and Georgia and well, Jerry's up north somewhere. And Rick is up north in New Hampshire. But other than that, most of the people are down here somewhere. And okay, Jerry said, we're one big happy family. Exactly. Welcome, Dan. This is where the cool kids hang out.
Thank you, Twin Brook Acres.
Yep.
I'm currently in South Georgia, if anybody wanted to know.
Yep. And John says, I got his name right. Yeah, Gagan. There's another girl in the community that calls him Googahan.
Googahan.
Or as Emily would say, Googahan. See?
But it's pronounced Gagan? Okay.
Gagan, yeah. And there's Jerry, Wisconsin Cheesehead here. All right. I am caught up with the chat. I'm going to put this up here if you have any questions for Dan as we go along, and I'll get back to the chat in a little while. So, Dan, I know you are carnivore, and as obviously Carnivore Dan. Did you start out that way when you started the proper human diet? Did you go from sad straight to carnivore? What's your story, dude?
Well, I was in the sad department, the standard American
diet. We all
were.
Yeah,
for a long time. I was so fat and depressed and just sick of myself. I started getting into the health space and health and nutrition space about 9 years ago. started just really diving in, trying to find information, watching tons of YouTube university videos, and just learning as much as I could. I came to the conclusion that low carb seemed to be the best option. So I started going into the keto mentality and started lowering my carbs and just focusing more on the meat. Um, and with keto, I did pretty good. I mean, I lost maybe like 40 pounds, but then I stalled out and I would cheat. I would cheat every once every a week or two. I would want to get a pizza or something. And and then it would just snowball and I would just put weight back on, and maybe a little bit would come back off, and then a few pounds would come back on again, and I just totally stalled out in keto, and I was drinking a lot of alcohol, very heavily actually, and
That was probably it more than the keto was.
yeah, yeah. Um, and so I started watching certain channels on YouTube, certain people. I noticed some of the keto people were going carnivore-ish, like eliminating the fruits and the vegetables. And uh, they started coining the carnivore diet, and that's when Paul Saladino came out with his book and all that stuff, just a few years back. And um, so I just kind of sat back and watched. I was like, oh, that's crazy, take away the fruits and vegetables, and all these people are getting healthy. I don't know. It just seems a little weird. So I wasn't gonna, jump on that bandwagon. Just start eating meat only. It just seemed too crazy. So, um, but I just sat back and watched a bunch of people doing it and just thriving and going on camera and raving about it. And I'm like, But I was still drinking so much alcohol. I was getting sick a lot. I was going to the emergency room like over and over again with like this terrible gut pain that would made me think I was dying or something. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and so I would kept going to the emergency room, and I kept drinking because I couldn't seem to stop it. Um, and uh, right about mid 2023, about July 2023, I just got back from the hospital, and it was pretty bad. I knew I wasn't going to drink for a little while, at least a couple of weeks, but I knew I'd probably drink again. Um, and so I said, you know what, I'm going to try this crazy carnivore diet people are talking about. Um, since I'm not drinking, I can go in full force and give it a good go. And so I started the carnivore diet July 1st, 2023, and um, I just started eating only meat, mostly like ribeyes and hamburgers and some shrimp. Um, and I did that consistently. In the first week or so, it wasn't fun. It was like, I was very fatigued, very tired. I had diarrhea. I had the keto flu, I guess you could say, where you're switching over from burning carbs to burning fat,
Right.
and your body's just doesn't know what to do, so it starts flipping out a little bit. Um, but about 2.5 weeks into it, before 3 weeks, before 21 days, I just was sitting around thinking. I was like, I'm kind of bored, and this is about the time I would go to the store and get some liquor, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, I feel pretty cool. I feel pretty good. Like I feel real good. I'm like, I don't think I'll go get any alcohol. Why would I? I feel fine. I feel that's the reason I would get alcohol is to like medicate myself. Because I didn't feel good. I was always trying to fix the depression or the anxiety or something, and that was my
Right.
self medication. And but I just felt so good. I didn't need to go get alcohol anymore, and I was like, wow, this is different. And so I kept going with the carnivore diet. um, and I did have some troubles in the beginning. I had what I had some kind of injury in my foot. I went to the gym after 2 months going to the gym. All of a sudden, my right foot started hurting really bad, and I couldn't walk on it. After about 24 hours, I couldn't walk on it at all, and I thought I'd torn a tendon or something maybe in it. I couldn't really tell. It was just all red and swollen around the ankle and around the heel. So
Right.
I thought maybe I tore my Achilles tendon possibly, but I didn't have the money to go to a doctor and get it diagnosed. And so I couldn't walk. I was on crutches, hobbling around for a couple of months there, and it didn't seem to be getting any better. It was healing. It wasn't healing at all. It seemed like it was just staying the same. So I was
Mhm.
panicking. I was also getting neuropathy in the bottom of my feet, like in the balls of my
Wow.
feet and my toes would start tingling and hurting, and also my left foot, the one I did not damage at the gym, um, developed what looked like gout in my big toe ankle, in my big toe joint.
This
Um,
is all while after you started Carnivore and you stuck with Carnivore, huh?
yeah, this is about
Wow.
3 months into Carnivore, um, and I couldn't walk, and I had gout appearing in one foot, neuropathy in both feet. I also had this huge, terrible pain shooting down my neck into my upper back, and then it came over into my deltoid and just landed there for like 3 months. This terrible, aching,
Holy cow.
horrible pain, and I couldn't sleep in any position. Like if I tried to
I
sleep on my
imagine.
back or on my side or on my stomach, every position hurt, and I could only get maybe 3 hours of sleep if I was lucky. And I just didn't know what was going on with me. I'm crippled. I got this terrible pain that won't go away in my arm. Doctor doesn't know what it is. And my shoulder's making a bunch of clickety noises when I move it, and so I was just having not a good time starting in Carnivore. So I did give up the diet after about 4 or 5 months. I'm like, maybe this Carnivore diet's screwing my body up or something, you know. So I went back onto the carbs and just started eating carbs for like a couple of months and started getting fat and depressed again. And so I'm like, no, no, we're back on the Carnivore bandwagon because I know how good it made me feel,
Right.
and so I'm just gonna stick with it. I believe in it, and yeah, eventually everything healed perfectly. My all my neuropathy in my feet is completely gone, 100%. I can run a marathon. Um, the shoulder, the pain in my arm and my neck and shoulder is all gone. Like
Mhm.
everything is like I'm all like 100% now.
That was your body releasing all the alcohol and all the garbage and all that. It had to have been. I mean that's like
Yeah,
wild.
because
Wow.
I lost a bunch of weight really quickly. So I was going to the gym every single day. Like after I started Carnivore, I just had this energy, like just all day long. Just I could just get up and just want to go do stuff, and it was such a new thing. And I just started going to gym every day. And I would go into the sauna. I would do a workout in the gym, and then I would go into the sauna for 15 minutes. So I was dropping a bunch of weight and sweating a lot.
Mhm.
And yeah, that there must have been some oxalate dumping going on there. I think
Yeah, there
releasing
was
that stuff.
definitely. It's like wow. I'll tell you that's impressive how much even without being a real carnivore, like I told you, I'm more ketovore. Keto chow is in my life, as are a couple other things, but I feel great, you know.
Yeah,
Um, that it's such an impressive thing what the proper human diet, whether it's low carb, keto, ketovore, carnivore, I see it, how much that has done for people for their health, whatever aspect of that proper human diet you're on. It has just it's overwhelming to me how much health benefits people have seen from it.
yeah.
And
I've seen
it's
people.
impressive.
End their multiple sclerosis symptoms. You know, and end diabetes and get off all their
Right,
medications and just all the stuff the doctors say that that's not possible. You'll be on such and such for the rest of your life. There's no cure for such and such a thing,
right.
and
Now
you
now
just
my
find out it's
husband my husband is a diabetic, but he's type 1.
okay.
There is no cure.
Right, right.
But he keeps it at bay by eating this way. I mean, he's fantastic. He's done so well. It's like, it even impressed him because he says, I didn't think I'd ever see numbers like this. So he's ecstatic. But I'm going to go through some of this chat just a bit. Sean is in Virginia. When I was talking about everybody being down here, down south, he's in Virginia. He said he'll be in South Georgia next month. So you all ought to hook up.
Okay.
Have a little meetup. Sean Bradley, 5'10", SD Bradley. And then Lynn says to John, you'll always be Googa Hand to us. And this is Rick. 22Q Cat is pronounced Lynn.
Okay. Sorry, Lynn.
Lynn's her name. No, it's good. You don't know, so it's hard. Happy almost 2-year Keytiversary, Dan.
Thank you.
Carnivore. Yep. Carnivorsary. Sherry
July
on
1st.
the low carb journey. Do what?
July 1st will be my carniversary.
Nice. Just got here. Hello, everyone. Did I miss anything?
No.
Just a bit. You'll have to start back.
Oh, I started my story a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot there. You unwrapped a lot in that little bit of time. Don has a question for you. Did you crave alcohol before the carnivore diet? And did the cravings go away after eating carnivore?
Yes, well, that's one of the main reasons I stay on the carnivore diet, because it's the only thing that's relieved me from alcoholism. Like, did I crave alcohol before the carnivore diet? Well, yeah, I drank it every day. I was drinking a terrible amount, a dangerous amount at the end there. I was drinking like 2 pints of straight liquor within 24 hours. So, what do they call that? A handle or something? I don't know. There's a lot of alcohol.
That's a lot. So you have when was the last time you had a drink?
Oh, it's been a few months. I mean, I have cheated a couple of times, but I go right back into the diet and I notice it doesn't work. It makes me feel bad. Makes my stomach hurt. Like, I can't just go back to it anymore like I used to. Like, I'm more sensitive now to it.
That's probably a good thing overall.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it sounds like you were driving yourself down a really dangerous path.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to ever touch it again, but I have touched it again. So, will I ever be cured of alcoholism? Probably not. But
you probably will.
I keep it at bay. I keep it at bay. You know, like
and your head is in the right place now. It wasn't then. You know, like all of us, we go through these things, and getting your mindset in the right place is the first thing. You know, once you're there, it's like, it just makes all the difference in the world. And you, like you said, you've noticed a big change. You know, without it, it's like, wow, you know, you felt good. They went through all of this, the mental health thing, the neuropathy, the gout, the pain in your shoulder. I mean, that's huge to unload all of that just by eating meat.
Yeah.
You know, that is big. And what about eggs? You didn't mention eggs. Do
I eat eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I eat eggs every day. I eat about 3 a day.
That's definitely carnivore.
Yeah. I eat about 3 eggs, pasture raised. I usually buy the pasture raised ones. Sometimes I'll go to Sam's Club and get a 24 and they only have cage free available. Mm-hmm. Like, for some reason they stopped selling the pasteurized. I don't know why.
I get what I can afford. That's the thing. And I eat a lot of eggs. Let me tell you, I love them. Lynn says, Dan, I saw you at Kip's recent meetup on his video. How exciting. Wish I could have been there to finally meet Kip and all of you. Yeah, we were talking about that backstage. Kip seems like such a great guy.
Oh, my God. He is so great. Yeah, he's such a nice guy. He's funny. Him and his wife and his little daughter and everything. It was a bunch of great people we met that day.
That's awesome. He said, I lived in Virginia a few years ago. And Sean says, Dan, how bad was your diabetes? What was your worst A1C?
Mm. I've never had diabetes. No. I got up to about 285 pounds at my heaviest. Um, but I never had my blood glucose tested really. I might have
So
been
you
type
don't
2.
know.
I might have been
So you,
type 2.
right. So you don't
Uh,
know that you weren't.
right,
Because
right.
when I started keto, I was almost 300 pounds. And I asked my doctor, I had just started keto. Like I said, I asked him to do an A1C check because I don't remember ever having one done prior to that. And my A1C was like 5.8. And I had already lost 20 pounds. And I was panicked because that was above the normal range. And I was like, what? Because normal
Which,
is up to 5.6.
oh, okay. You're just above the normal, right?
Right. I was just above it. So I asked my doctor, I said, what can I do? He said, I'm not worried about you. You're doing just what you need to do. You've already lost 20 pounds. Sure enough, within 3 months, I was down in normal range. I even went a little bit lower. I pretty much stick at 5.4 now. I'm good with that. I'm cool. But no, what he had said, Sean, before is that he knows it has cured a lot of type 2 diabetics and reversed that. So I think that's where the part was where he thought you were saying you were diabetic. And then he's asking about Lisa.
So I have suffered with lifelong depression and anxiety, like social anxiety. Um, the depression was not often, sometimes suicidal. Uh, and but after going about 2.5 weeks into going carnivore diet, it was just like gone. It was like
Yeah,
lifted, like a cloud that hung over my head was just lifted, and I just felt good for like no reason at all. I just was happy,
right.
just
Well,
for no
unloading your
reason.
body of all the stuff, the bad stuff that was being ingested between food and everything, it makes a big difference. It's like I've talked to a lot of people, whether they're keto, carnivore, in the same thing. Their mental health has improved drastically. The depression is gone. My husband, he had to leave his job of 30 years because he had fallen. He had a real bad accident. Um, he has cervical dystonia, which is a movement disorder, and it just depressed the heck out of him. He would sit outside and just sit there for hours and just, you know, when he decided to start keto with me, within weeks he was back to his old self, being out, moving around, having a good time, being motivated again to do things that he wanted to get done. And I it's like I said before, it's amazing to me, you
It
know.
is, yeah. It just
This
comes
is
down to eliminating certain things, I guess.
mhm. This is Karen, low carb spin. Hi, Cindy, Dan, and all in the chat.
I care.
This is Stacy, easy peasy keto.
Can everybody hear me? Okay. I'm using my camera's microphone, so I just bought the camera yesterday. um,
Yep, I don't even use I have a camera and I have never gotten it out of the bag. I use my phone to record. I use my desktop for the live streams on Fridays, and I use a laptop. I go live on Wednesdays with my husband. That's it. That's my phone, my laptop, or my desktop. I don't know. Anyway, Stacy said hello. We're hanging out in the kitchen. And Sherry has a question. Did carnivore take away your cravings for sweets? Or did you ever have any cravings for sweets?
yes, it did. Though I didn't have a big trouble with sweets. I didn't have a sugar addiction. Well, I think I am sugar addicted, but I didn't have a problem with cravings like a lot of people seem to have. Um, after a week or two, after 2 weeks on carnivore, there was no cravings at all whatsoever. I wasn't even hungry like 90% of the day. I could go 24 hours and just eat like once, and then go 24 hours and eat again, and then I could just do that a lot. Um, lately here, I've been doing 2 meals a day
Yeah.
because I don't know, I get bored and I want to eat in the morning sometimes. whatever. It just depends on how I feel. Sometimes I'll go all day and not eat, or I'll go to lunch. I'll sleep and keep the fast going, up till noon or more, and then break my fast with a lunch, or even wait till dinner and then break my fast. So I try to do the intermittent fasting,
Mhm.
like the 16-8 kind of window stuff.
Right.
Um, so I do that a lot. Um, Keto, I lost 40 pounds on keto and then stalled out, gained some weight back. Once I went carnivore, just all the weight just came off. Like,
Right.
uh, and I still got some. There's some flub, a little bit of flub down here.
Mhm.
So I still got like 20. I don't know, 20 pounds, 30. I don't know how much I have left to get rid of.
Listen, I've seen your before pictures that I put on the thumbnail, and it
Yeah,
is very impressive
he's a big boy.
where
Yeah,
you've come. I
riding the
mean,
car.
it's impressive. It's like, it's just, it's wild. It's just wild. Sean was replying to Lisa. He's about 2.5 hours west of Richmond, Virginia. This is my sister that I was telling you lives in South Carolina. Hi, all.
Your
Interesting
sister Deb.
story, Dan. Yeah, my sister Deb Riley. Yep. And she's saying hi.
Um,
And Karen said that's a lot of healing, Dan. It it really is. It's Don't ever be afraid to tell your story, or because I approached Dan and he didn't know me from Adam. I said, "Can you come on and tell your story?" I don't even know how I came across you or where, but I knew I said, I'm like, and he's like, and even yesterday, I got an email or a text message last night. I was at the bowling alley when you text me.
oh, okay.
He's like, "I don't have the link. What am I going to do? What do I do?" I said, "Relax. We got this. It's good." But it's,
It's
yeah,
nerve-wracking for me to be on camera in front of all of you people.
but you're doing great. You're
Oh,
doing great. And like I told you, you have a story to tell. And it's like when I started my channel, and I really hawed about it for a long time. And I kept hearing in my head between Dr. Barry and Joe and Rachel of Two Crazy Keto saying, somebody needs to hear your story. You need to get it out there, and not just talking to me, but everybody has a story. Debbie, my sister, she don't think so. And people need to hear it. So that's why I was determined to get people on here that don't necessarily have a channel, that have not gotten their story out there. Instead, I don't, yeah, I've had people on that have channels and, and all that. I've had Rachel from Two Crazy Ketos on.
oh, you have? Wow, cool.
I did. Joe couldn't be with us that day, but Rachel was on. I've had Harry and Wendy from Loving It on Keto on over a year or so ago. I mean, but then I also have had people on like Jeff Foltz is in the chat. Rick from Twin Brook Acres, he's been on. They don't have channels, but they have stories to tell. And I think people really need to be out there to tell their stories, because whether you believe it, you're going to help somebody just by telling your story and what you've been through and how far you've come,
Yeah,
and where you are now. It's just impressive. So
yeah.
again, I want to thank you for joining me. We're not.
Thank you for
I
calling up
appreciate it.
little old. Thank you for contacting little old me and asking me to be on a live stream. Like, I was like, wow,
And
cool.
it's just when I've told people before, my first interview was before I started my channel. I was watching Dr. Baker on Rivero talking to somebody else about lymphedema and lipedema. Well, I have lymphedema in both of my legs. So I left a comment, and the next thing I know, I get an email that Dr. Baker wants to interview me.
Oh, wow,
And
really?
I'm like, what? And I panic. I'm calling my sister. I'm like, listen to this. And I was so nervous. You wouldn't believe it. Was like crazy nervous. And until the interview went down, and it's in my playlist on my channel, if you want to watch it. It was like 35 minutes long. And I felt like I was a babbling idiot because I was so nervous. Yeah. And everybody that's watched it said you did a great job. And, you know, I have not watched it myself because, you know,
it's not fun to watch yourself.
But Dr. Baker, I was like, what?
I know, right? I couldn't even do it. I don't even know if I would want to do it. I'm afraid of the big channels. I don't want Carrie Mann to call me up and say, hey, come on to my channel. No, don't.
No.
No, it's too much pressure. I don't mind coming on smaller channels.
Hey, yeah, I'm small. I don't know.
No offense. I just meant.
I'm just kidding. I know it, and I'm good with that. I'm good with that. John says, Dan, whatever time you put together counts. If you slip and have a couple of drinks, it doesn't wipe out your sober time.
That's a good way to think about it. Yeah. Yeah. You always just get back on the wagon. You know, if you fall down, get up, dust yourself off, keep going.
Right. And the same thing goes, you know, not just for drinking. If you're eating and you eat something off playing, as long as you get right back on, you know, that is not a big deal. It's if you slip up and you keep slipping and you keep slipping further, and then you get so far out of it that, like you said, when you got back into the depression and all that, because you had gone away from it, getting back on track is the most important thing. And like even Dr. Berry, he'll say he cheats. When he cheats on carnivore, he cheats with keto.
Yeah.
You know, so nobody's perfect. There is not one perfect soul on the face of this earth. And people that think they are, there's, you know, we can all strive to be that way with the realization that we will never be, because it's just not feasible.
There's a couple of people that claim to be perfect carnivores. Like, oh, I've never cheated once.
Let me tell you. I have seen the dogmatism in the carnivore space, and it makes me crazy.
Yeah.
You're not doing it right. Like, well, you know.
What is right? Like, this is all new to us, you know?
And you know what? That's just it. That's it. Because what's right for you is your right. What's right for me is my kind of right.
Yep.
You know, and it's like we say all the time, what works for you is not going to work for me. You know, I've done beef, butter, bacon, and eggs for a period of time. I don't want to be a carnivore because that's just, I like other stuff.
Okay, you want
and
a little
to keep
more variety.
It sustainable, right. To keep it sustainable for me, I got to do it my way. Just like to keep it sustainable for you, you're doing what you need to do your way. And that's great because there's such a diverse world here that, you know, but in this space, everybody's out to achieve the same thing for better health. That should be everybody's goal, you know, and the proper human diet achieves that goal for people, you know?
I mean, if you want to eat some vegetables, go ahead. Just try to keep it to a minimum. Like, don't shovel them in and do it every single day all the time. Like, you just keep it really minimized and focus more on the meat aspect of the diet. And you can just do ketovore. That works well. Yeah, a lot of people do well on keto. I like the simplicity of carnivore. I can eat the same things all the time, and I don't really need a bunch of variety and different recipes and different things to eat. So I kind of eat just.
You don't make Chris Cooking Nashville's recipes?
No.
Oh, the man's a genius, though. I'm telling you.
He's a carb addict.
He is. He's. I'll tell you, it's good. If you ever want some variety, make one of his recipes. You'll be good.
I have been following Courtney Luna's
Yeah, I have her book too.
cooking. Yeah.
I have hers. I've made several of her things too.
You know what I haven't heard is haven't heard anybody using carnivore diet to battle Parkinson's. Like somebody, if anybody in the chat ever heard of anybody with Parkinson's going on a ketogenic diet or a carnivore diet and getting, any results? Oh, you have, Cindy?
My husband,
Oh, he has
well,
Parkinson's?
his cervical dystonia, the symptoms are similar to Parkinson's. Now he's had deep brain stimulation surgery for it.
Okay.
Which is that surgery was originally, and this is not medical advice of any kind. I'm not a medical professional, just putting that out there for YouTube land that, don't come at me for anything. But this deep brain stimulation surgery was originally created for people with Parkinson's.
Oh.
And I will tell you firsthand, watching my husband, without this surgery, this man would not be able to walk now. So that being said, being keto, meat heavy keto, I'll put it that way. The only time we have vegetables is when we go out and he eats broccoli. That's it, because I don't cook them. Every once in a while, I'll have a salad when we go out. But I don't know if it's a combination of the surgery and the way we eat that has helped keep that at bay. The surgery definitely has done some tremendous benefit. But I would like to think that the way of eating not only has maintained his diabetes, but has helped slow down the progress. Because the cervical dystonia, like Parkinson's, is a progressive disorder. It's a movement thing. His uncle had Parkinson's. But Brian, it's not Parkinson's, but the symptoms are very similar. And like I said, I'd like to think that this way of eating has helped slow down the progression of that, because it just progressively gets worse.
Yeah. I'd like to see one day somebody put Michael J. Fox on a carnivore diet. Like, here's my picture of me and Michael J. There.
Nice.
Went to a Comic-Con event. It's called MegaCon. It was in Orlando, Florida. I got to meet Michael J. Fox and
nice,
and Christopher Lloyd and Biff and Lorraine. All the four main characters of Back to the Future were
nice.
There. So yeah,
that's awesome. But yeah, even to have that surgery would benefit him. Because like I said, it was created for people with Parkinson's. Right. And, but it's an intensive surgery, it's brain surgery. It's like, it's a lot. There's a lot entailed to it.
Oh, we got Rick Charger Mopar in the chat.
Yeah, I'm getting down there. I
haven't watched your bicycle videos in a little while. I've been falling behind.
I don't see Rick.
Bicycle rides. It's funny.
Did I miss it? I don't see him in the chat.
7:07 p.m.
Oh, there it is. I see it now. I'm getting there. Where did I leave off?
He said something about Dave Mack's channel. Yeah, I did an interview with Dave Mack, October 2024. That was my first ever on camera interview. This will be my second. And I was terribly nervous.
You're doing fine. So let me get through here, because I don't like to ignore the people in the chat. Andy says, sorry I'm late. I'll catch up. I was making a birthday cake for my daughter. And Lynn says, you sound fine, Dan.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Because you were wondering if they could hear you.
Right.
This is James. Good evening, everyone. For me to improve my mental health, I had to go into therapeutic ketosis, even though I was keto for 6 years. Yep.
Therapeutic, is that like a deeper level of ketosis? Is that what you mean by therapeutic?
It's a much deeper level, and I don't know if there was...
You got to go zero carb.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's so funny because when I was doing beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, I have a keto mojo, and I'll check it every once in a great while. I don't check it often. But on beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, my ketones were like 3 point something, 4 point something. They were pretty up there. And as a rule, I don't care what I eat, it stays 0.5, something like that, around there. If I eat something off plan, it still doesn't knock me out of ketosis because I've been in it for so long.
Oh yeah,
So,
good.
so it's good.
I can get knocked out, and it can take a few days to get back in, like sometimes 3 or 4 days to get back into ketosis if I'm completely out and have been like cheating or something.
Yeah.
I did cheat during the holidays this past holiday season. Um, when I'm invited to Christmas dinner and stuff, I had a little bit of off-plan stuff, just little portions, like tiny little bites on my plate, but just concentrate mostly on the meat. Still,
Yeah.
I'll,
The
I'll,
best thing is don't beat yourself up because people do that. They go off plan. There's like, I shouldn't have done that. That it's the worst thing I could do. No, the worst thing you could do would be stay off plan and not get back on. Sean wants to know, what did you typically drink?
brandy. I went to. I used to drink beer all my life. Since I was like 18 or something, I just drank beer every day. Didn't seem to be a problem for decades. It wasn't really causing any issues in my life. I thought it was just fine to have a few beers every day. But eventually things just escalated, and I wanted to be low carb, so I dropped the beer and picked up liquor because you can do liquor, and
On
liquor doesn't have any
keto. Yep.
carbs in it.
Right.
Um, so that's why I went to liquor. And then I just started. I can't moderate it. I can't control it. Like I have to drink till I can't drink anymore, basically, till I pass out or something. Um, so it is a problem for me, or it used to
But
be. Not so much
you're doing
anymore.
good. You're doing
Yeah,
good, and you
yeah.
need to pat yourself on the back for that because that's an achievement. I definitely I didn't have a drinking problem. However,
You're lucky.
right, and I do feel that, but I've seen people that do, and my first husband, God help me, he was the meanest drunk I'd ever seen in my life, and it wasn't good, you know. So I commend you because yeah. Sherry on a low carb journey. Dan, you're in great company with Cindy's friends. Very sweet, supportive people.
Great. I'm glad to hear that.
And John Gagan, Gugahan Gagan. One of his favorite interviews was what I did with Terry Least. This woman is funny as all get out.
Okay, I've never heard of her. I'll have to look that up.
Oh, she's great. She's funny, funny, funny lady. I remember when Dr. Baker interviewed me, Rick said, I bet that was great.
Why hasn't Dr. Baker called me? Come on. He did a. I did a video. I have a YouTube channel. If y'all were wondering, I have about 53 subscribers right now. I've only released a couple of videos in the last 2 months. I've been a little
What's
bit
the
off
name of your channel?
at Carnivore Dan.
Andy, can you grab that and put it in the chat, please? If you're at a moment when you can do that, I'd appreciate it. Len said, no way I could have done an interview with Sean Baker. You did it, Cindy. Yeah, I did it. I was nervous. That's right.
I wouldn't want to. I
I've never
I
been
love watching
nervous.
Sean.
Yeah, I've never been nervous doing any interview. I'll get you on here, Rick. You be nervous.
Well, Rick, the lifetime carnivore must be nice.
I was not afraid of Dr. Chafee either. I am the original carnivore. Yeah, you are.
Oh, Dr. Chafee interviewed you? Okay. the Greek
And
god.
even this lifelong carnivore would like to try Chris cooking Nashville's food. I can't wait for Chris's cookbook. Yeah, that's going to be, it's powerful. I have printed up so many of his recipes. I imagine his cookbook's going to be the same stuff I already printed up. But I'm going to make him sign my copy. Yes, there was someone on Dave Mack's channel who helped Parkinson's on Carnivore. Nice. There was only one perfect person that walked the face of the earth, and we will be celebrating him in a couple weeks on Easter Sunday. Exactly.
Easter Sunday. Oh my gosh.
April 20th.
That's the day. Last year, Easter Sunday last year, that's the day I woke up and the neuropathy in my feet that had me stumbling around like a 90-year-old man. I could barely walk. I was shuffling very slowly. It was painful. And I woke up Easter morning and the neuropathy in my feet was almost completely gone.
Almost a year now.
Yeah. And like overnight, like the neuropathy just went away and I could just like walk normally again and hop around and I danced the jig, you know. It was a miracle. Christmas, not a Christmas miracle, but an Easter miracle.
Yeah.
And so I thank God for that.
Yeah. Rick said there was another perfect person, but he ate forbidden fruit. I believe the food helps tremendously. It does. We are what we eat. Whatever you put in your mouth. Yep. Thanks, guys. She wanted an apple cake, and I'm making one for her non-keto and one for us keto modified. Yay. You told me about that. It's like, yes. Rick at Charge of Mopar. He was the first man to eat duck food.
Rick and his duck food.
Lynn says, Michael J. Fox, that's cool, Dan. It is.
Yeah.
He's an amazing person. Michael J. Fox.
That's like my favorite movie there.
That's the Back to the Future poster in the background. Yep.
Yeah, can you see that? Can you see the DeLorean?
Yep, right below
really
it. Yeah. Nice. I'm glad someone likes my rides.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people that like them. I just like you can just stick that phone in your shirt pocket and just kind of go around and have that first person point of view. And he talks a good game, you know. I can't do that. I can't just get on camera and just vomit words out of my mouth. They just don't flow right.
It's okay.
I'm so introverted. All my conversations are going on up in my head.
You're good.
I'm good.
You're doing good.
Oh, okay, thanks.
If it was Rick instead of Adam, the snake would have been eaten, not the fruit. No, that's gross. I hate snakes. Paul, this is Paul. Defense Wiz, this is Paul. What's up, folks? Happy Friday.
Paul. Hi, Paul.
I've had Paul on here too. Surprisingly, I never had a problem with alcohol despite having Jose Cuervo as a sponsor for 3 years. I was popular with my friends and the free bottles I got every month. Well, he's a professional beach. Paul is a professional beach volleyball player.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And a type 1 diabetic. Yes, you have 54 subscribers now, I think, because I subscribed to you right before this live, Dan.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm also on Facebook, if anybody doesn't know that already.
Carnivore Dan.
Yeah.
I will put the links for Dan's channel and Dan's Facebook in the description of this live stream. So, yeah, I will get that. That's a heck of a sponsor for volleyball, Paul. Well, I guess beach volleyball. Yep. What were you going to say, Dan?
Oh, I'm also currently getting certified to be a coach, a carnivore coach.
Nice.
And it's a recognized certification. It's recognized by the International Practitioners of Holistic Medicine. So it's got one recognition anyway. but it's a great course, and I'm almost to the end of it, I think. So I'll have a certification, and I'm going to try to get some clients, get somebody to, you know, do some free coaching with me, um, that kind of thing. Trying to start a business actually, because
Yeah.
I'm currently jobless. I lost my job.
Oh, I'm
I,
so sorry.
yeah, 11 years I was doing life insurance work, processing death claims. You know, we take in death certificates and claim forms and pay out money to
Mhm.
the families or the funeral homes or the funding companies.
Right.
And so I did that for 11 years. I enjoyed the work, but the company sold me to India in 2018. Transamerica sold me to India because they weren't doing good financially. They wanted to get rid of a bunch of people and a bunch of businesses. And then 6 years after that, to 2024, Transamerica decided they weren't going to work with the India company anymore. So I couldn't keep doing what I've been doing. Um, and then the India company couldn't find me other work, so they just terminated me.
Wow.
So by no fault of my own. At least I got a severance package, which I'm surviving on now, and I have gotten a little bit of unemployment. So I'm doing
That's
okay.
good. That's good.
Doing okay. I'll figure it out. I'll get something will happen. It's hard finding a job for some
Just
reason.
keep keep
They say
pushing.
unemployment's down, but I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you, I looked for a while. I'm retired, but I looked for a while to find just some little part-time work. You can't find a company that hires for themselves anywhere unless you get a little mom and pop store or something like that.
Right.
But to get something, you got to jump through hoops to get this, and then you're bombarded with all this stuff, and it's all like temp agency stuff and all this. It's craziness. It's it's not nearly the way it used to be, which is sad.
I'm crying age discrimination. I think they see that I'm over 50 and they just don't want to hire me.
Hmm.
Even
I will tell you a story backstage when this is over.
oh, okay.
Paul said they sponsored a full tour for over 10 years and threw a lot of money in for prizes. And then they sponsored six athletes on tour, and I was one of them. This was back in the mid 90s, though.
Who is they?
That's the Jose Cuervo
Oh, the
that
sponsor.
sponsored him.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And there's Dan's link.
Thank you for putting that up there.
Thank you so much, Andy. Paul Jose was popular back then with all the country songs about it. Yep.
Warning: my YouTube channel is new. Well, I started it in November, so it's
You're
new.
good.
It doesn't have any good content on it really. I've
It's
It's
all
mostly
good.
it's been practice. I didn't even know if I could make a video and edit it and release it and all that. So at first I was just wondering if I could even get it done. Um,
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you a hint.
Give me a hint.
Keep it simple. Don't sweat it. I do very little editing, and I
Yeah,
have managed to get monetized. However the heck I did that, but I've managed to do it. So if I can do this, you can certainly do this.
I like to,
There's
I like to spruce up my videos with a little bit of editing. But it takes so long to do. Oh my gosh,
right. That's why I
oh my,
don't do it.
so time consuming. There's so many different elements, and
Mhm.
you got to lay out this timeline and all these little elements on the timeline, and it's very
That's what I
tedious.
said. For it to build it up, just keep it simple, keep it real, keep it you, and you'll be fine. And Sherry said, you have 57 now. Sean
Oh
said, now
wow!
58.
Thank you guys. I
The
appreciate
board
that.
did. Thank God it is Friday.
I've been doing more Facebook posting. I
Mhm.
feel better doing that. Like the YouTube videos, it's hard for me to get in front of the camera and do those sometimes because I want I start talking and then I'll spit the words will fumble like they're doing right now. Um,
You're good. Don't worry.
and so I haven't made any recent YouTube videos, but I'll try to get back on that.
Well, I'm telling you, if you watch my videos, you will hear me stumble.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'll edit them out of there. And sometimes it's like, it's just me. That's okay.
The one thing about YouTube is you can't make any money doing it, like unless you got millions of subscribers.
You gotta, it really, I mean, I'm making pennies. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
just a little bit, but I
Like
am making some. And I figure that a win. It took a bit and it does take time, but you got to be persistent. You got to keep going. Even if you put up a 5-minute video, I'll tell you what's really big are shorts. And I have very few of those because I don't like them. But
Yeah.
shorts are where it's at on YouTube.
My sister, my sister keeps telling me you need to go on TikTok and do little short videos.
You can do those on YouTube.
Yeah, I have a few shorts done already. Yeah.
Yeah. And Lynn says, sorry, Dan, I know I would hate trying to find a job these days. Good luck. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know why.
Sean,
I heard some people the resumes don't even get looked at by a real person sometimes. Like they have a computer or AI looking over the resumes and choosing candidates or something. Somebody was telling me that.
it's all just politics. It's all garbage stuff. And Sean, you are just so nice. Well, you're awesome, Cindy. So there's that. Agreed. Cindy rocks.
Yeah, when I was on Dave Mack's interview, I asked him, I was like, so how's YouTube treating you? Is it you making a living off of it? Because he had like 70,000 at the time, 70,000 plus subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you got to be doing pretty good with that many people. And he's like, it pays a couple of bills. I'm like, oh, okay. That's the thing I get from most people. Is like, you're not going to really make any money doing this YouTube thing. So I'm not.
You got to really
investing in it.
Like you got Dr. Berries out there that have millions of followers.
There's too many. There's too many of them. Too many people doing excellent videos. They're beautiful. They're talented. They got all the information. They're laying out these great edited videos. I'm like, I don't even know where to compete with any of that. Like,
I don't try
release videos to do it.
I really don't try to compete with anybody because that's an unrealistic. That would be an unrealistic goal for me. You got to make it a little more a more attainable goal for yourself. And then once you hit that, make another goal. But the biggest thing is don't sway from it. Even a little short video or 5-minute video or anything, just what your daily thing is, or like I put out a weekly what I eat video. That's it. That's all I do. And then 2 live streams. That's it.
That's it. Oh, yeah.
That is absolutely it. You don't have to recite, legality, all the stuff like Dr. Berry comes up with. He's got the rights to do that. He's in the medical field. He's got all the knowledge for all that. I certainly don't. But, and Sean, I am going to kick when I see you, we haven't mentioned sardines yet. This is a thing in my live streams. Just about thank you. I hate these things. And they bring them up on every one of my live streams. Everyone.
Because they know you hate it, so they bring it up.
And this is Rick. I'm not a public speaker, so I stumble plenty in front of the camera. I sometimes have 5 or 10 takes before I am somewhat happy with one. Rick, I've made a mistake earlier. Rick does have a channel, and he just lost his wife last August, among other stuff. And he did a tribute video to his wife that was impressive. It was great. It was great. I stumble all over my words too. I cracked me up. Yep, Sherry has a channel. It's like,
good, I'm not alone.
You're not. I mean, I already told you. I stumble and I just like, I don't care. It's me. People are either going to like you or they're not going to like you. You know, but if you're not putting it out there, you're not giving them the opportunity to decide.
True.
So just put it out there. You can have them, Rick. I am not, no, yuck. No. Even fast food jobs can take 2 to 3 months before you get hired. It's crazy. You're right. The system that reviews those resumes is called ATS. I've been looking for 2.5 years so far and ghosted often. He's an IT tech. He's an IT whiz. James is.
Imzadi, isn't that the name Will Riker used for Deanna Troi on Star Trek: The Next Generation?
Who?
Oh, anybody like Star Trek out there?
I'm sure there's people. I'm not a movie buff, so.
No. I was referring to a television show, The Next Generation.
Mm-hmm.
He used to, when one of the officers had a name for the woman, he called her Imzadi.
Oh, geez. Liz says, "Don't start it, Rick. Keeping my mouth shut about sardines." Yep.
You can talk about them. It doesn't bother me.
Them all. What, Dan?
They can talk about it. It doesn't bother me.
They can have them all too, because they can have my portion, and my husband won't eat them. Props to every single one of you YouTube creators. I could never make a video. Period. You all are great.
Oh, well, never say never. If you don't want to, then don't. I mean,
she will never. She will never. I've tried to get her on mine, and she will not.
Oh, she's really shy,
the sweetest lady. Sweetest lady. I did get to meet her on a couple occasions. Oh my God, he's the first to get it. See? You got what James was talking about. I had no idea.
Really? Okay, great.
I had no idea.
Who is Imzadi? Do you know who that is?
I do not. I'm sure James does.
Oh.
And Andy must have.
You're a Trekkie too? Okay, great.
Love Star Trek.
Yep.
Star Trek. I know that much. Lynn, I would watch your videos. Yes, there are lots of people that would. Come on, Lynn, you have to come up on Cindy's Live. See? Now I started something with Lynn. Jim said pickled sardines sound good. Ew.
Ooh, no.
Come on, folks. This
made it worse with pickling. I'm not a pickled person.
I can deal with pickles, but not so. All right, Sean, you want it. James said pet name for Deanna.
Exactly. Yep.
See, I don't know. Yes, Lynn, she made me. It's your turn. Yeah, I've gotten my sister on here a couple times, and she don't ever want to be in front of the camera. But I've gotten her on a couple times. But anyhow, so for the most part, you've been sober with a couple drinks here and there. Been carnivore now for a year without the neuropathy and the gout and the shoulder pain and all that. And you feel great. And other than, unfortunately, losing your job, you're doing fantastic. And you look great.
Oh, thank you.
So you're welcome. It's like, do what?
I look okay.
Yeah. You got to put yourself up.
I have a self-esteem issue. Yeah. You do.
I have so many insecurities. It's crazy. Thanks, John. On my way to that 100,000 subscriber black. I will come on Cindy's Live when I start eating sardines. Lynn, that's not right. It's not right. I just made coconut cream pie, keto chow creamies for tomorrow party. Gosh. Keep rubbing it in.
You're killing
That's their newest flavor. Coconut cream pie is their newest
haven't-
flavor, keto chow.
I haven't tried keto chow yet.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing, dude.
I need to try it, don't I? I've seen Joe and Rachel, promote it on their channel and stuff. I like watching them sometimes. Do crazy ketos.
I am an affiliate for keto chow.
Oh, are you?
I
Okay.
love that stuff. Yes. If you're going to try it, use my link.
Use your links, yeah.
It'll save you 10%.
There you go.
But there's flavors there for everybody. There's some that are the core line. There's chocolate core, strawberry core, vanilla cream core, strawberry cream core. That
What's their
are
main sweetener?
beef thing. Those are stevia. On the other ones, I believe it's sucralose. But on those, they're sweetened with stevia, or they have some that's unsweetened in the core line where you use your own. But it's stevia for the core line, and it's beef protein. So that would be more on up your alley with Carnivore. But there's chocolate, like I said, chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. And they're
How many
just
carbs are in those shakes?
like maybe 4.
Okay.
It's
That's not enough
really
to
minimal.
kick you out of ketosis or anything.
No, God, I told you I can go off plan and I don't kick myself out of ketosis. But no, they're very, very low carb. Chris and Miriam are the founders of Keto Chow. And they use only the best ingredients for their stuff. Each serving has a third of your daily vitamins and minerals that your body needs. It's just incredible. You mix it with your choice of fat, whether it's melted butter or avocado oil or, whatever. I mix all mine with melted butter and water. That's it. But you
Why
can
do you
also
put a fat in there? That's different.
Yeah, that's what activates the vitamins.
Yeah.
You have to have at least 10 grams of fat to activate the vitamins and minerals that are in it.
Oh, gotcha.
But you can also use it with eggs. And do you eat cheese?
I do eat cheese, yes.
Okay, so eggs, mozzarella cheese, and a serving of keto chow, you can make waffles. That's it. 3 eggs, cup of cheese, a little bit of water, and keto chow.
I made a couple of waffles. I made a couple of chaffles. I guess you call them chaffles.
Waffles,
this morning. I made two waffles and a breakfast sandwich, some eggs and sausage and bacon. It's really good. I love that pork rind. Those pork rind recipes are really, really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's funny how keto chow has like 75 wonderful flavors, but we all lose our minds every single time over a new flavor. I have done video of my pantry that is like probably 75% keto chow because I like it. I may be the only one who never needed electrolytes. You might be.
He's the perfect carnivore. Can't fault Rick.
I know. Perhaps keto chow will come out with a sardine flavor for you, Lou. No, Rick. Stop it, dude.
That's funny.
Oh, Lord. That's disgusting. That would turn me so far off of keto chow. That would be like, nah. That's it.
You know what's worse than sardines? Anchovies.
Don't even. What?
Anchovies. They're worse than sardines.
They are. I used to work at a pizza place and had to put those on pizzas, and they were like, ugh.
It would ruin a whole pizza.
They're
one little anchovy on the pizza, and it's done. You can't eat it.
Yeah, Lynn says, bite your tongue, Rick. Yep. And then this other Rick, iguana flavor. No, thank you. I'm good.
I guess they run around like little rats there in Miami where Rick lives.
They must.
Those lizards, those giant lizards. Go and shoot one with a slingshot or something.
It's gross. It's just gross. This is Steph. Hello, late again. It's okay,
Hello, Steph.
I bet you do. That is not a surprise, Rick. It's not a surprise that you love sardines too. I just, no way. So we'll go, my husband and I will go to Costco and we'll go past the aisle with the tuna fish. And I love tuna. We'll get cans of chicken and we'll get tuna fish. I said, you want to try some sardines? Nope. It's like, nope. Crossbow gets them. Oh.
I like fish and all, but
I do too. But
nasty tasting fish.
I'm not, no. I can't do it. It's like, nope. And my sister even tried it. And she said to me, when the first time she tried them, she messaged me. She said, they were okay. She said, I don't think I would eat them again.
Yeah.
I ride my bike by the canal and the temptations are many. Iguana, duck.
Duck goose.
Oh, Lord. You are one of a kind, Rick.
Did you get any more ducks in your yard, Rick? They come back to your yard? I know you had a bunch of ducks in his yard, and then they went away or got chased off or something by a raccoon.
They knew he was going to come after them, so they took the They got the heck out of Dodge. Like, we were talking on a live stream Wednesday, my husband and I. We found a local butcher shop here in our town. And we went there, and the guy is a farmer. He sells prepackaged meats from his animals. He doesn't weigh it by the pound. He prepackages it and prices it. Now, my favorite steak, I like ribeyes, but my favorite steak is New York strip. I picked one up, a half a pound, and he wanted $28 for it. I put that sucker right back. I said, no, thank you. It's probably the best meat, but $28 for a half a pound, I would have had to eat like 4 or 5 eggs with it to get full. I'm like, yeah. No.
That's too much. I'll stick to ground beef if the steak prices are too high. I like to look for bargains a lot. Like I'll try to find the marked down Walmart meats that they're trying to get rid of that's been sitting around for a few days, then they'll mark them down.
I guess somebody said the best thing to do is go to Walmart first thing in the morning. That's when all their marked down meats are out. First thing in the morning.
Buy them. Yeah.
Yep. The ducks have not come back yet. They're leery of you, Rick. Liz can't tell you how many times I've picked up different brands of sardines in a store. I've decided they will never make it into my shopping cart. I tried. Eventually, I will get a duck removal job, and that will restock my yard. It'll restock your dang freezer, too.
Just go kidnap
Rick, when you were a kid, did you play Duck, Duck, Iguana?
Duck, Duck, Iguana.
What'd you say, Dan?
I don't know what I said. What did I say?
After Rick had said, eventually I'll get a duck removal job.
Oh, I said, just go to the lake and, kidnap a couple from the lake and bring them back to your house.
Then when Jimmy sardines, he has to put the empty can in a Ziploc bag. The smell gags me. I bet.
You guys like talking about sardines a lot.
Oh, they do this because they know I don't like them. They do it because they do. I was sure my wife had to leave the room, but I had to leave the house when she cooked kidneys. Oh my goodness. All right, subject is changed away from sardines and kidneys and and Rick, Sean, you started it this time. That was not right, dude.
Let's block him. I'm kidding.
Wow. Now, one thing my husband does like that I will not ever is liver. He loves liver and onions. He loves it. So he bought a pack of liver at this butcher shop. And we bought 4 things and spent $70. A package of liver, which was 10. There was a package of mild Italian brats, which was $10 or $13. What else? I got some fajita meat. That was like 1.3 pounds for $20. And then one other thing, I don't even remember. But I'm looking at this steak, back to that New York strip steak. And I said to Brian, I said, I can go to a restaurant and order a New York strip that's more meat than is in that freezer for about the same $28, and they can cook it for me.
Yeah. Right.
What? So yeah, that was like, wow, that was a lot. It was crazy.
That's why
So
I don't
you
ever
want
buy
to,
grass-fed anything. The grass-fed meat is way too out of my price range, so I don't even touch it.
I don't worry about all that stuff. Same way with the eggs. I get the cheapest meats, the cheapest eggs. You got to do what you can afford to do and not try to live outside your means, because it's just crazy that way. People that want to get the most expensive this and saying they're better for you, and I I don't know how much better they are for you, but
The yolk is
they're
usually
not too good
darker.
for you if you're going to stress about the money. That's the stress alone, worrying about how you're going to pay for it will kill you. So,
Yeah. That's what Dr. Barry says. Just eat the best meat you can afford to get. Like, even if it's all you can
bologna and
afford
hot
is
dogs.
bologna and hot dogs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we watch
um,
we watch the same dude.
yeah. I printed out Dr. Barry's he made up a carnivore startup guide, like a diet guide,
Uh-huh.
and put it out on Facebook and stuff. So I printed it out and put it in a binder and sent it to my dad, he's 70 years old. He's having terrible heart issues. He's had
Yeah.
ablations three ablations. Do you know what an ablation is?
Not offhand, no.
They send a catheter up your vein into your heart
Mm,
muscle and like burn sections of your heart muscle
okay.
um, to get it to beat more regularly or something.
Mm,
But the ablations didn't fix his AFib, so he ended up getting a pacemaker, and and I'm just and he's just eating standard American diet stuff. He's loading up on salad, and he'll eat chicken a lot, and I'm just telling him, like, he's cooking in vegetable oil and everything, and I couldn't tell him, like I tried to tell him about my diet, and he just thinks I'm crazy, um, you know, and I come off preachy or something. I can't convince people to do it, So I just decided to print that out and send that to him, and he's trying carnivore now. He's been doing it for a few weeks now, and I think he likes it. I
nice.
think it's doing good for him.
Good.
He's more ketovore, I think, though. He will have a couple of Michelob Ultras like in the evening, like it won't take him out of. You won't make him go over like 20 carbs or something, but so he's not full carnivore, but he's getting more into the low carb mentality and not cooking with vegetable oil. He's now cooking with ghee and tallow,
Mhm.
like we should be, and so that's a great thing. So I'm convinced vegetable oil is killing everybody. If it's not causing the heart disease, it's causing inflammation, and it's definitely a factor in it. Um,
Yeah, there's a lot that factors into all that.
yeah,
They years ago, this was going to cause cancer. This was going to cause cancer. Hell, breathing the air will cause cancer.
yeah. Just being alive and on Earth
you
here is
know, all we can do is the best we can with what we have, and grow from that and never stop learning, because there's always something out there. There's always more information.
and there's always people that know way more than you do.
Yeah. And Rick says
Iguanosaurus.
iguanas were rare then. Wish I didn't eat so many eggs, Lynn said. These prices. I'll pay $20 a dozen if it comes to that, I
How
guess.
many how many eggs do you eat, Lynn? I only eat 3 a day.
I will eat I eat about 3 a day for a first meal with some kind of meat, whether it's bacon or sausage or something. Always. Pork belly. That's my favorite. How'd you get them? Put them in a pot and boil them. Stop it, Sean. He's being a brat. He's being bad. I gave up eggs a month ago, but I found a nest last weekend. Oh, I don't even want to know what kind of eggs those were.
You don't.
I don't.
He's out there stealing duck eggs and bird eggs.
Birds.
Iguana eggs.
Oh Lord. He's one of a kind. He is one of a kind. Good gracious. Anyhow, if anybody has any questions for Dan, shoot them out there. And Dan, if you have any, say somebody comes up to you off the street that knew you a long time ago and then sees you for the first time in a while and said, what the heck did you do? And how can I do this? What would you tell them?
Oh, well, I would tell them, just keep doing what you're doing. No. See, what would I tell? How would I get them to know what I'm doing, I guess, is what you're saying?
Right. How would you would tell them, obviously, what you did to lose the weight, because it's the first time they saw you in a while.
Well, yeah, I would say there's this.
How they would get started.
Yeah, there's this great way of eating that people are, finding and discovering by eliminating a lot of the foods they've been eating and just concentrating more on the meat and the fat. Things are healing. People are getting healed, ending chronic diseases, getting off medications, losing all their weight without even really exercising. It just kind of comes off of you. And it's all about getting the carbohydrates out of your diet, keeping your blood sugar steady, and keeping the carbs very low is important. And if you wanted to start in a carnivore-ish way of eating, you would probably want to wean yourself off the carbs. I wouldn't suggest jumping in full force, just overnight go straight to carnivore, because that can cause issues for some, like oxalate dumping and things of that nature. And you won't feel well for the first week. You'll have some fatigue and the keto flu symptoms. But it's more recommended that you slowly transition into a zero carb diet or a carnivore diet from a ketogenic diet. So you want to just practice doing low carb vegetables and your meat, and then see how you do there, and then keep going, and then try to eliminate the vegetables eventually, because the vegetables aren't healthy. They're not. I'm sorry, they're sprayed. They're grown from chemicals. They don't exist in nature. They didn't exist 100 years ago. They're genetically modified organisms born in a lab. They're grown from soil that was dead soil that had to be sprayed with so many fertilizers in order just to get the stuff to grow out of it. And then they spray after, during growth, and then they spray stuff on it after they've harvested it. They have ripening, they spray stuff on fruits and vegetables to make it ripen faster, or to make it not ripen, as quickly, all kinds of stuff. So just eliminating all the fruits and vegetables. And if you're going to just start out on a carnivore-ish way, just beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, just concentrate on those 4 things, and see how it makes you feel.
That's the hardest way to do carnivore: beef, butter, bacon, and eggs.
Why? Oh, because it's just basic. It's too basic. It's too boring.
There's no cheese. There's
yeah.
That was tough for me. But I did it, but that was tough.
Yeah, I like to keep I always like to add in seafood. Like I do a lot of shrimp, or I'll do scallops
Hmm.
with my meat, or eggs. I like to have some kind of side where it's not just one steak and that's it. And I like to have two things. I like to usually have like two things on my plate.
Right. Yep. Same, same. Unless it's one big steak, then I won't be able to eat anything else.
I eat a two.
For instance, I used to buy 10 dozen eggs at a time
Oh my
before the
gosh.
prices went nuts. That's how many I eat. A lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I went to
Yep.
Walmart the other morning and they had a ribeye. Sorry, they had a tomahawk ribeye on clearance markdown. It was like it went down from it was like $33 for the ribeye, and it went down to 20. So
I
I
hope
picked it
you
up.
grabbed it.
Oh yeah, I grabbed it. I grabbed it and cooked it like that next night. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I cooked it out on my grill and on my smoker, a 2 pound ribeye, and smoked it, and then I seared it.
Mhm.
Oh, it was so good. I ate the whole 2 pounds in one sitting. I can't believe I even
Wow.
did that. I can't usually eat that much meat. I'll eat maybe a pound, like up to a pound and a quarter or something. Like beyond that, I don't need any more. Like sometimes I'll even do less than a pound. Like I'll do like 3/4 pound burger, and I'll throw
Mhm.
in like 7 jumbo shrimp, and maybe have a couple eggs during that day too.
Mhm.
And that seems to do me pretty well.
So Rick said they were canal duck eggs that he found the eggs for and made a video about them. Now you know why I'm the least popular carnivore on a well-known channel.
Because of duck eggs? I don't know.
Has any of your family adopted a low-carb diet, Dan?
Just my dad. I did get my dad on the bandwagon. My sisters, no, they're o- overweight, unhealthy. Like, yeah, I would love everybody to do it, but you got to be in a certain place, and you got to be ready for it, and you got to be wanting it, and you can't
Mhm.
just expect people to do something. It's always up to them. So I don't push any particular way of eating. I'm like, you have to be a carnivore. No, you don't. You just need to find better solutions if you're sick and unhealthy.
Right. That's perfect. That's a perfect answer. And at Rick says, Dan, you said you began switching your diet 9 years ago. Did someone steer you that way or was it on your own?
No, it was all on my own. I I was looking for a doctor online. I needed a pill. I wanted to take some phentermine or something because my girlfriend at the time was on phentermine, and I'm thinking I'm so fat. I guess I need a pill. So I started looking for a doctor online, and then I went to dietdoctor.com, and it's this low carb website. It's a high fat, low carb way of eating. And that's how I started my keto journey, is going on that website, seeing the doctors on there, and the diet they were pushing, and that led me down the corridor, down the path.
Nice. Lynn says, great interview, Cindy, as always. Now we know who, where you are, Dan. Watch out.
Don't watch me too much. That makes me nervous.
Oh no, you're doing good though. Debbie
Good.
said, question, do you follow Laura Spath? She's a great carnivore with really good food ideas.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did her. I watch her videos a lot.
Mhm.
She's looking great, like really great. She just had her another skin removal surgery on her arms.
Mhm.
Um, that's the last flab that would never go away. She just had like skin hanging there,
She was looking
and
great before all that skin removal garbage stuff.
oh yeah, yeah, true. But
It's that's all cosmetic stuff, and you know, it's all whatever. Everybody's choice.
I attempted to do her chicken. She did a crispy chicken cooking video where she
Mhm.
takes these thighs and cuts the bone out of them and kind of spreads them out, and and I tried to duplicate them in my kitchen over here. I did a YouTube video on it. I called it epic failure because it didn't turn out nothing like it did on her video. One the first batch I burnt, and then the second batch I didn't quite get as crispy as I wanted. So I failed.
It's trial and error. You just keep going. I'll tell you what, we talk about Chris cooking Nashville. He did a video on deboning a whole chicken. Now, you want to see something impressive, watch that. Because that was like, it's amazing. Every bone he got out of that chicken without destroying and cutting the pieces off of the chicken.
Huh.
It was
okay.
It was like, what?
Why would you want to debone a whole chicken, though? I don't understand.
It's easier to cook it.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
Probably cooks faster or something.
Mm-hmm. But it was impressive to watch. It was like, what? I don't think I would ever attempt it, but it's impressive to watch because that was amazing.
Well, Rick likes to eat heart attack chicken, he calls it.
Yeah.
Fried in, what is it, beef tallow or something, Rick?
Probably.
Yeah, your heart attack chicken. Which is actually the opposite. It's actually non-heart attack chicken.
Mm-hmm. Has your dad cured any health conditions?
No, his heart, he still has, he gets winded easily, and he's still having, his blood pressure will spike and stuff. Like if he has something really salty, his blood pressure will spike. And so he's afraid to eat salt. And of course, that's what the doctors tell him, stay away from fat and salt. That stuff will kill you. And, if you're eating a lot of carbs, yeah, salt will possibly raise your blood volume and your blood pressure because you're holding on to more water, I think. Mm-hmm. Forget the mechanism behind that. But on carnivore, you don't have to worry about salt or anything like that.
Yeah, it's wild.
He doesn't really. My dad doesn't really have any health conditions other than his heart disease. It's kind of catching up to him. So hopefully, him going carnivore. Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully nothing happens and he gets better, a little better anyway.
He will. He'll get well. We'll pray. We will pray for your father. Chris lost me in that video with the chicken. Lynn says, so many steps. The man knows his stuff, though. I had the opportunity to go to his house and cook with him.
Oh, wow.
In one of his videos. It was a blast. It was
so cool. Where does he live?
They're such good people. Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah, his wife is Ash Taylor. She's a country music artist. They do a live stream every Monday morning on his channel. And then every Wednesday night, they do a live stream on Ash's channel called Ash Wednesdays, where they perform. He's also a musician. He plays the guitar. He can sing. But she's got a great voice. She's great. She's on tour right now. They have a tour schedule going now. Lynette Henning, thank you so much for joining us. I also think Dan is doing great. No need to feel nervous. It's 2 a.m. here in South Africa, and I'm enjoying the chat. Thank you so much.
Oh, good. You stayed up for it.
Yes, that's amazing. I wish I lived near Chris. I bet he'd make some tasty foods. Oh, make the trip. It is well worth it, Rick, and he welcomes anybody. Excellent interview, Dan. Looking forward to seeing more videos about your journey. See, there you go. He has subscribed to your channel, so they're going to be watching.
Oh, boy. Sorry I haven't been more chatty, Lynette. Sorry, I just haven't been too chatty lately in the chats.
Oh, you mean just in other people's lives?
Personal chatting, yeah.
You gotta put them fingers to work and just. That's how I started to get to know a lot of people. Is just popping in people's live streams and chatting. And Caleb's Carnivore Quest, that young kid, I had him on because I saw him in Chris's live stream chat. And he was just impressive. I'm like 16 years old and just like blowing it away with Carnivore.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's something. But yeah. Anyhow, we have been an hour and 34 minutes already.
Do you have a time limit, or when do we?
I do not.
Oh.
But when things start calming down, like they have, the chat is like quieted down.
Yeah.
That's kind of like my cue.
Right.
But if you have anything else, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Jeff Folt says he's a lurker like me in the chat and quiet.
I was doing a bunch of different live chats for a little bit there. I would go into like Dr. Kiltz's Mighty Tribe chat. He does one every Friday every morning at 5 a.m. I was trying the old guy carnivore chat, and yeah, I was getting annoyed by a certain chatter in the live stream, and so I ducked out. I'm like, I'm out. I don't even want to be part of it anymore. I don't even want to say who was irritating me, because somebody in this chat probably likes who I might talk about.
I'm sorry, I did it. It's me.
No, make sure he's not in. He might be in here. Who knows? He might be watching silently. I don't want to step on anybody's toes or hurt anybody's feelings.
You can tell me backstage. Caleb has been in the chat, Dustin's chat, Chris's chat. Yep. Caleb's been everywhere. It's a marathon tonight. No Friday night feast tonight. That is Hungry Heath.
How do you know what that stood for?
Because Friday I know who they're talking about. Friday night feast. Hungry Heath does, and his wife, the warden, they call her, they do a 4 or 5 hour live stream on Fridays, and they usually start at 7:30, where mine starts at 6:30. Mine overlap theirs. Some people jump off of mine and go to theirs before mine's over, or as soon as mine's over, they'll jump right over to theirs. And it's just, other people in the community. He's got multiple sclerosis. I believe it, MS. Yep. And he has lost probably 250 pounds by now. It's impressive. I thought the F stood for something else. No.
Yeah.
You would.
I know
Rick.
What you're thinking.
You would. God.
F.
Rick, behave yourself. Wow. But yeah, I say all the time, this community, whether it's low carb, keto, ketovore, carnivore, everyone I've met in this community, whether from going to events, going to local meetups, having these interviews, is the best community I've ever been a part of. And, I feel it's a blessing that I got into doing this and meeting people, and, because some of them, our paths would never cross. But, it's great. It's like, and the people in the chat it makes it all, it makes it all worthwhile. They're really good people, all of them. And I've met most of them in the chat. I have never met Lynette, obviously. South Africa, I have never been there. I have not met Rick, but I have met Lynn, Sean, Rick from New Hampshire. Jeff Foltz, it's a funny story. We've gone to a Columbus meetup. And I was sitting with my husband and another couple that went with us and a couple other people. And Jeff was across the room. And I've said this so many times, these people are probably getting tired of hearing this. He comes over to our table. Now, my husband will do taste testing on my videos. And he calls himself my guinea pig. And he's funny. He just makes it it's funny. Jeff comes over to our table. I want to meet the guinea pig. I'm like, and my husband ate that up. He was like, this is great,
Yeah.
But it was funny. It was just great. Have you
Yeah,
gone
that's
to
all.
any of the Florida events, Dan?
Well, in February 28th, I went to the Tampa Dr. Kilt's meetup in Tampa
Mhm.
a couple of months ago. Um, I haven't gone to any other events in Florida, no.
Well, like I was telling you, May 3rd, the Central Florida Ketos are having a meetup in Claremont, Florida.
Claremont. I'll have to look
We're
where that
driving
is.
10 hours to get there.
Yeah.
So you should go.
I'll check that out.
Sarah's Joyful Journey is her YouTube name,
Okay.
her Facebook name. She's putting it on, and she just needs an email if you want to attend to know how many people want to be there.
Okay.
Or you can
Sarah,
let me
Sarah's
know and I can let them
Joyful.
know. Sarah's Joyful Journey. I don't know. Andy, are you still in here? So you can pop that in the chat. You're getting never any events in South Florida. You got to go north a little bit, Rick. Just head north. Lynn says your guinea pig is the best co-host. Where's Brian tonight? He usually pops in. I know he usually says hi in the chat. He's probably watching something else. Trader.
Trader, yeah.
There's Carb Country, only one carnivore in Miami.
The carnivore, the lifer.
That he is 40 some years. That's just impressive. I just, man. Oh, I keep getting these messages popping up on my computer. But anyhow.
Do I say is there a Looney Tunes marathon?
My husband is a Looney Tunes fanatic. We have a whole curio cabinet, a whole case full of Looney Tunes stuff that he's just nuts about it. It's easy when you are a quack. No. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my husband is, he never wanted to do this. And one day he says to me, there's Sarah's thing. So I don't know if you can, it's Sarah's Joyful Journey. But somewhere I'll get her email. I'll send it to you. And then if you wanted to join us at that meetup, that would be nice.
Okay, yeah. I'll take a look.
Rick
Is it
says, love
expensive?
Looney Tunes, especially Daffy. Have an El Explodo cigar. Yeah, they're good people. There's Sarah Joy and Nancy Tanner are the two that usually host. They take turns hosting the Florida event down in Claremont. And I've never been able to make it there. And they call themselves the Central Florida Ketos. And yeah, they're really
What's
good
the
people.
price, the ticket price? What is that like?
They're just bringing food. Everybody brings something. They haven't told me I owe them anything.
Doesn't have a huge ticket price or anything? Okay.
I don't think so. They haven't told me I have to pay.
So I had to pay $125 to go hang out with Dr. Kiltz and eat some food.
I guess so. They're in money. They want the money.
Oh
This
yeah,
is all about community.
if you wanted to go to his house and have steak the night before the convention thing, you'd have to pay like $750 or something. I'm like, what? And there was a bunch of people at his house. I'm like, how is everybody rich and I'm not?
Even if I had the money, I wouldn't pay $750 to go
Yeah,
to anybody's house. I don't
it would
care
have to
whose it
be just
was.
money to burn. If it was
That's
money to
crazy.
burn, I might do that, you know. But gosh, who
This
would
is
ever
my
even?
husband. This is my husband, Brian. I am here. I was watching live auctions.
Oh, okay.
So he's
Hi,
been there.
hi,
He's not a
Dale.
trader after all. His name is
Shh, you
Brian.
didn't say it.
His name is Brian. He
Oh,
was a
Brian.
big Dale
Sorry.
Earnhardt fan
Ah, yeah,
back in the day. And then he quit watching NASCAR when Dale got killed.
yeah. I watched
That
that.
was the end of it for him. And Sean, hey, guinea pig. I'll tell you guys, he plays that out in our personal lives too. He's goofy. He's crazy. And people that have no idea
A good
that
kind of crazy though, right?
he is. He's a great person. He really is. We're both in our third marriage. His second wife died of cancer. His first wife up and left him. My first husband left me and our kids. My second husband threatened to kill me and my kids.
Oh man,
Brian's a great guy. He really is.
glad you finally found someone good.
Yes. 21 years later, and he's still living.
My mom
He's
had that
still here to
problem.
tell about it. Do what?
I said my mom had that problem getting. She would always get boyfriends that would physically harm her, beat her.
It's rough. It was rough. I never got physically hurt. It was more
Good, good.
the mental part of things because my first husband, like I said, was an alcoholic and he was the meanest drunk I'd ever seen. I couldn't even speak to him without him getting cross with me. So he would be out at night. I'd be pretending to be asleep when he got home because I didn't want to deal with it. But one night he had come home and I said something and he threw his fist up at me. I'm like, do it. Just do it. You will never happen again. He withdrew his fist and that was it. After that, it was not a pretty sight after that. It was like, nope. That's when I just would pretend to be asleep when he'd come home and that, but I had a big Catholic wedding when we got married and in my eyes, I was married for life.
Of course.
He walked out the door, left me and my kids and went to live with another woman that had 3 kids. So he did me a favor walking out because it was
But
a
then
bad situation that I wouldn't have left.
you had a Catholic upbringing, right? So you must have felt really bad about having that divorce on your belt there.
Yes and no. It goes back to what I said earlier. Nobody's perfect. If the Catholic faith can't recognize divorce, and I don't know if they do now. I've been through 2 of them now. God hasn't struck me dead yet, so I'm okay.
Good, good. Yeah, I've been
But
divorced once.
yeah.
I was married for 6 years. I lived up in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I got really depressed. I was only eating fast food at the time. Got super depressed. It just wasn't working out for me up there. Cold and dark all the time, and raining, and
Mm-hmm.
no, thank you, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida, and lived there all my life. I just recently moved to Georgia because they chased me out. They raised my rent like $500 within 3 years, and
Woo.
I couldn't afford to live there anymore, and I couldn't
Wow.
find any cheap places. They wanted like $1,200 for a hole in the wall, like a one studio apartment with no appliances or something. They want $1,200. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Like, there's got to be a way for me to live and you know make a living. So I moved up to Georgia because their rent's really cheap up here. I'm only paying like $700 to stay in my apartment. Um, and my dad lives near here, so that's why I moved up here too. He's only
That's
40
good.
minutes away. He lives out in deer country.
Yep.
So we hang out and we go to events in Florida where he sells us his cow whips. He builds cow whips and sells them.
Mhm. That's good. And you can keep your eyes on him, make sure he's doing okay too.
Yeah.
So Sarah Joy doesn't have an email on her website or her channel that I can find.
Okay.
I know she talks about it on her video, but on her Facebook page, she had mentioned email me if you wanted this event. It might be on I think it's on lowcarbevents.com too. The meetup in Florida, lowcarbevents.com.
Okay.
It's in there, and I know her email would be in that. So, and this is my husband playing the guinea pig.
Squeak.
And Deb says, Cindy and Brian keep me laughing all the time when I visit. We have so much fun. My sister comes up and we play cards or we'll play other games. And Debbie, I don't know how much you were laughing the other day in the live stream Wednesday. Dan, we were talking, and Sherry, this other girl that pops in the chat, which surprised she hasn't been here today. She lives in Arizona, and she had put up a little video where they were getting hail the other day. One day last week, it was hailing ridiculously. And I think it was Sean popped up. He said, "What the hell?" Well, I couldn't stop myself. Well, we have these videos on Facebook of the talking dog little things. And we have these ones where these dogs, it's videos of, you've seen past videos of kids saying these things. Well, these people get their dogs to, it just pretend that it's a dog talking, and they'll say, "What the hell?" And I lost my mind Wednesday. It was just too funny. But I have saved these videos on my phone of these dogs. I'll just click save. So when we're playing cards, when my sister's in town.
Does Deb ride a motorcycle?
Deb, she has a friend who has a bike. She would love to get one. And
I see her picture is a motorcycle.
Yep, that's her on a bike. She went in to look at them and was contemplating buying one at the time, but did not. And yeah, but it was just so funny because when we're playing cards or something, I'll pull up this video and I'll push the play. What the hell? What the hell? So then Wednesday, when that came out, and I do believe it was Sean that started it, just like he started the other topic today. I just couldn't stop. And then Evelyn, one of our friends, yep, she found her email. There you go. Sarah at sarahsjoyfuljourney.com.
Thank you for that.
Evelyn said, let's count how many times Cindy says, "What the hell?" And there's Lynn. It was just too funny because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking this daggone dog, and I couldn't stop saying it. And then I was like, okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's in low carb events. That's what I thought. Thank you so much, Andy. I appreciate you, young lady. We're seeing a pattern with your behavior, Sean. I know he's a troublemaker. Yeah, when Sean's in South Georgia, you guys need to communicate and meet up. He's a great guy. I got to meet him at Keto Palooza, sadly, last year. They're not going to have one this year.
Oh.
But I got to meet him last year. He's really nice. I didn't do nothing. Sure. Sure you didn't. And here's Sherry that I was just talking about. Your ears must have been burning. You are so late.
Yeah,
You'll be the replay crew because Dan has a great story.
We've ran out of things to say here, so it's over. I easily run out of things to say. You have to pull the information out of me.
No, you've done fine.
Okay, good. Hopefully I haven't bored any of you peeps out there.
Oh, that's right. It was Rick. I am so
What?
sorry, Sean. You started it today about the stuff. Wednesday, it was Rick that said, "What the hell?" That's
Oh,
right. I remember. I remember now. Yes, it's fine now. Oh, Sherry. No, I was just talking about you saying how it was hailing when we were talking about it Wednesday down there in Arizona. And I was like, what?
hail in Arizona?
Yes, it was crazy. She put up this little couple-minute video of hail in her yard. And while it was hailing, it was craziness. I'm like, in Arizona, this weather is nuts.
I've seen hail twice. It's fun to watch. I wouldn't want to be outside in it.
Exactly. I mean, we've had some in our yard. It was like ping, ping, ping off the house. And I'm like, okay, not going outside now. And she said, bouncing on the astroturf. Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I watched them. The hail would fall and hit the ground. You'd see them bounce back off the ground a little bit,
Huh?
like an inch or so back off the ground.
Yep.
Like
It's wild.
it's funny to watch.
It's wild. There you go, Lynn. You're right. Sean plus Rick equals double trouble.
Double duck trouble.
She's in elevation, so it snows there. Interesting.
Oh, gotcha. Up northern Arizona, probably. See, you're innocent. We blamed the
This
wrong
time,
person.
and I said I was sorry because, but I'm going to run this. I want to thank all of my members. Sean was the first one I ever had, and I appreciate all of you. All these people have signed up to be a member of my channel, which is like 99 cents a month or $1.99 a month.
Oh, you're for what? Your YouTube channel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes, it helps my channel out a little bit. They get videos up most of the time, sometimes before anybody else sees them. It'll be a members first thing, and then everybody else will see it.
gotcha.
But yeah, I appreciate them all. This is fun to do. It's time consuming to do, but they make it all worthwhile.
Yeah,
Everybody here in the chat does.
I've met a lot of great people and chatted with a lot of great people. So
Exactly.
I love the carnivore community. Yeah, everybody's so just very nice and happy, and I don't think
Well,
you
now
get that.
you've met a lot of people not in the carnivore community that are just as nice.
Well, the keto community, low carb, good enough.
I know you were worried about that because he asked me, what are the people in your chat like? Nice.
Yeah, because if I start talking carnivore, and all your people are keto, they're not going to want to listen to me. No,
You're good. It's like
I just say everybody just you do you, like whatever if it's working for you, keep doing it. If it's not working for you, do something else.
that's what everybody needs to understand. Not everything works for everybody.
Yeah, because a lot of the times there's belief systems in play. Belief systems are creating the reality, and so placebos and all kinds of things going on. Where that's why not everybody's going to do the exact same thing all the time, every time. And some people just want to be different just for the sake of being different. Like, so yeah.
I see what she's saying. I love my keto carnivore peoples. Tell him about me, Cindy. Sherry is really a sweet person. And she was mostly vegetarian. And she started eating meat because she was watching us. But she will never, ever eat a steak.
What?
That's pretty much sums her up in a
She'll never eat a steak. She doesn't like
never eat a steak. She loves her vegetables, which is all fine and good. She will never eat a steak. Like I said, she was vegetarian for a very long time. Just recently started eating meat from watching us And, not just me, but other YouTubers like Chris, and
Is she a heavy chicken eater? She likes to eat chicken a lot.
she likes
I take
chicken.
it. Yeah, it's hard. Chicken isn't as nourishing and as satisfying, and you'll find yourself hungry and not quite fully satiated on a chicken
Well,
keto diet.
that depends on how much of it you eat, what you eat it with, and everything else. But last
Yeah.
night I had after bowling last night, we went to Culver's,
Hmm.
and they have a cashew chicken salad that is amazing.
Okay.
It is so good. And I got extra chicken in it because
There
they
you
only
go.
give you one piece of grilled chicken. I said, I need another one. Thank you. As Sean, Sherry is Chris's favorite person to put in timeout. We were in, was it Dustin's live stream? Dustin is Keto Simple. We were in his live stream, and Chris is a moderator, as am I. And he was out taking his dog for a walk, Chris Cooking Nashville, and he had his
Okay.
phone, and he accidentally hit a button against one of Sherry's comments and put her in timeout. Like she said something wrong.
Oh, it's like a thing you can do in the chat when you're moderating.
Yeah, when you're a moderator. Yeah, you can put somebody in timeout. You can delete their comments. You can do a lot of stuff. But he accidentally did it. But he'll never, ever live that down because cows make me go.
But why? I don't understand. Weird.
That's just,
You've been brainwashed.
she eats chicken and she eats pork. And that's an accomplishment for her. So,
Yeah, at least she's
there's
doing
that.
much.
Mm-hmm. She's doing good. She's doing good. But she's about my age. So she's been through it. She trains dogs. This dog in the picture would have been 21 years old. That is her dog,
What?
Nevada. She's not
You
with
made
her
it to
any
20?
longer. Would have been 21.
Wow. Must have
She's
fed
not
it
with
well.
her. Obviously not with her any longer. But yeah, that was her pup. It is a taste thing. I'm eating hamburger now, so she is eating some
good.
beef.
Good.
She's
Gotta get that
coming.
red
I'm
meat in there
telling you,
somewhere. That white
she
meat
has
ain't
come
gonna
a
do it.
long way. But she said, never will I ever eat a steak. So
That's fine.
that's good. That's all right. It's all good.
We're all doing the
Literally,
best we
it's all
can.
good. But what's good for you is what's good for you. But anyhow, I am going to call it a night. Now we're like going on 2 hours, and it's been
a great
great.
live stream. Yeah, I
It
enjoyed
has.
it.
I'm glad you have, because I know you were nervous and the questions.
Yeah.
I think you were afraid that my chat was going to tear you apart because you were carnivore. No,
No, I just
that
get
wasn't going to happen.
nervous. I'm just camera shy. I don't like being on display for people to look at.
See there?
I don't like looking at this thing. I don't know why anybody else would.
You got to stop with that self-esteem stuff.
I'm joking.
John said it's been a lot of
Somewhat,
fun. And Sherry said Nevada was the famous internet diving dog. She's very decorating in the dog sport world too. She used to dive 10 feet.
Oh, wow. That's
Sherry
awesome.
is involved in a lot of movie stuff, or was, with training dogs.
She lives up in Nevada?
Yeah. This was a great chat. Thanks, Cindy and Dan. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
being here, bud. 2
Thank you,
hours. Are we
everybody.
motor mouths? Haha, thanks for agreeing.
Hopefully we kept them somewhat entertained.
Oh, they wouldn't still be here if they weren't.
Okay, good.
True story. But anyhow, I want to thank everybody in the chat for spending your Friday night with us. I appreciate you all so much. And y'all have a great night. Brian and I will be back on Wednesday. And next Friday, I have Steffi of Incredible Shrinking Steffi on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else, everybody have a great night. And I will see you soon.
Yes, thank you, everybody. And thank you for the new subscribers on YouTube. I appreciate that.
And they'll keep growing. Just put those videos out
Got to
there.
keep making the videos, yeah.
That's right. You hang out for a minute, and I'll see all you on Wednesday.